guess I should do a quick video of my shifting to show you that, you know, it doesn't grind. So there's second, there's third. Yeah, look at that. Third gear is the only gear that grinds, but it doesn't grind all the time. You know, I'm not gonna lie that it doesn't grind at all, but it doesn't grind all the time. You know, I'd say 50%, but I think that's even too much. It doesn't grind half the time I'm driving. I've done some pulls. It doesn't grind. It's usually when I'm just like normal driving. But I notice, you know, because I can feel the grind, if I just push it in, it just goes in. Yeah. So again, this is my short shifter adapter. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Fourth gear or fifth gear and sixth gear. Not that I should be on sixth gear, but sixth gear. All right. So yeah, just a quick video. I should use two hands when I'm driving. All right, see you guys. All right. Finally gonna make a video. So yeah, just an overview of my car, what it has, what it's got going, why I bought it, how much I bought it for. Yeah. So I was actually going to store my car this weekend, but turns out it's supposed to be 70 degrees today. So I decided to drive it for a few more days. Here is my SI, pretty basic. Short ram intake. That's pretty much it. Pretty much what it has under the hood. Put in the LEDs as you saw from my video. Luck has it that my car died the day after my first video, and I went ahead and changed my starter, which hopefully doesn't give me any more problems. Yesterday, got out at school and wouldn't start. I thought maybe the battery was drained or something. Tried starting it 3 times, it wouldn't start. Opened up my hood, just kind of wiggled my battery, went in, started, and it started. So I don't know what that's about. The life of a tuner, I guess, or a cheap tuner in my case. But yeah, I'm glad it started. I haven't had a problem since. These are the wheels. I have no idea what kind of wheels these are. Looks like 17s. Really good tires. I mean, I guess not too bad. The guy that I bought it from, he actually got these wheels from his buddy. As I think I told you all from my last video, the guy got rear-ended by another guy, and then this car was in front of his buddy's car. So the lady rear-ended him, and then he kind of rear-ended this car. So there was a small dent in the bumper, but nothing too bad. Again, I painted it. The paint turned out okay, I guess. If I'm going super fast, like all SIs do, then you can't even see. But as you can see, it's a little darker on the bumper than it is for the body, which it's fine. You know, this is what happens when you're poor. You can't afford much. You just do what you can. This does have a cat back, just a cat back, not the whole system. I don't know. The guy just didn't put the whole system in, which I'm fine with. It's not too loud. Once you're kind of cruising, it's fine. Even on startup, it's fine too. Again, this came with a different trunk, and the guy had wrapped it, and it had just the rear lip spoiler, not the SI spoiler. I don't know. Looking at from time to time, I don't know if I like this one better or the spoilerless look better. But I'm okay with this right now. Not too crazy. There is the, what do you call this? The rear window spoiler, carbon fiber. Although I think it's fake, but whatever. Looks good. The awesome clear coat. Now, what was cool, I guess, is your car looks extra good when it's like rainy. Last weekend it rained, and I had driven my car to my cousin's house to help him out with something, and I looked at my car and I said, wow, you can't even see the clear coat. So looks pretty good wet. Got the WeatherTech winter visors, something I probably wouldn't have bought just because it's a little bit more expensive, but hey, I'm glad it came with the car. Pretty stock. It's a little dirty. I was trying to transport, can you guess? It's not anything illegal. I was transporting my a rug, and it left some dirt. So probably clean it up a little before it goes into storage. Shift knob, I mean it's weighted. Feels fine to me. Yesterday I attempted to change out to add a short shifter adapter. I think that's what you call it. It's not an actual short shifter. And I don't know. Yesterday I drove it. When I first drove it, I thought maybe it was just like a placebo effect. But after driving it yesterday and today, I went for a cruise this morning. I don't know. It feels great. Better. I wouldn't say like, 100% times better, 100 times better, but it's definitely better. It's shorter. All the gears are there. Badge is coming off. Plastic dip. Oh yeah. So the previous owner, he wrapped the hood. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a dark blue gray kind of color, dark gray color. And then he wrapped the hood, and that matched the trunk that he had before too. It was wrapped too. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know. I still have it. It's for sale. So yeah, this morning I went out on one last adventure for fishing too. So it's kind of like the last thing for fishing and driving my car. And then we'll see what spring brings. I talked with somebody about painting my car, and I don't know, going back and forth about how much money I want to put in it. I mean, it drives great. So I'm just thinking maybe I'll just keep driving it until it dies. I don't know if I really want to do a paint job, throw that much money into it. But yeah, here is some surface rust here. So it's not too bad. I looked at a lot of Civics before I bought this one. I don't know if this will do, but this side actually, it's bubbling down here, which, let's see if I can get it. It's bubbling down here, but it's not terrible. I'm sure it's gonna get terrible one day. The guy that I talked to about doing my car, he said he take care of the body work too, but I don't know, maybe I'm just too cheap and I don't want to throw the money into it. I don't know. I'm still thinking. This side is a little worse. Let's see if I can get down here. Yeah, right here. So typical, I guess. It's Wisconsin weather, but no quarter panel rust. Well, nothing crazy. Just starting here. Other than that, pretty clean. All right, so we come down to how much I paid for this car. So I paid $2,500 for this car. I don't know. From all the cars that I saw, I think it's a steal. I saw coupes that were nice condition going for $8,000 plus. Saw sedans for nice condition, going for same thing, 8,000 plus. And then I saw like clear coat faded coupes and sedans going for like 5,000 plus, which is crazy. Because they didn't just have clear coat, but they had, you know, the normal quarter panel rust, and it was bad. And they were still wanting $5,000 plus. And the miles were much higher. Keep in mind, all these Civics that were around for sale, that were like 5,000 plus, they were like 180,000 miles plus. This one is 160,000 miles. It just turned over to 160 when I went to go and look at it and test drive it. It was like 159 something. And yeah, and I was losing hope. But here's the thing about buying cars. To get the best deal is to not be desperate. If you are desperate, you are going to be paying high for a car like this. And honestly, the clear coat, it doesn't bother me. People know Civics have this clear coat problem. If they don't have it, they're probably going to have it sooner or later. But yeah, you know, I just wanted a Civic Si that drove nice. I drove one around the time I was going to buy my RAV4, and they wanted 10K at that time. It was a 4-door black, didn't have the clear coat fade at that time, 150,000 miles. They wanted 10K. This is probably 5 years ago. And now, you know, with COVID money, I guess everybody's just buying cars right and left with all that COVID money, driving these prices up. And I mean, what I want to share is you don't have to pay a hefty price for a car. It's going to take time. It's going to take time to find the right car, find the right pricing. But the best time to buy a car is when you're not desperate, when you're not in need of a car. I mean, I had my Sienna, I have my Sienna and my RAV4, so I was fine. It's just some people I knew were buying cars, and I really wanted to drive a manual car, especially an SI or something like an SI, something a little stronger. I didn't really want to drive the EX Civics. It wasn't really worth the purchase. And speaking of which, even the EX, LX cars, the coupes and the sedans, they were going for like 5,000 plus too. Automatic, stock, everything. And they still had the clear coat and the rust problems, and they were still wanting 5K just because it's a Civic and people supposedly are saving gas on it. But I couldn't see myself doing that. So again, don't be desperate. Plan it. Take your time. Be willing to drive. I mean, when I went to go pick this up, my daughter had a soccer tournament that same weekend, and I had originally thought, okay, maybe I would drive early morning, go get it, and come back. And I just thought, you know what, it might not even last till another day. So I just went right after work, got home around 9-10 o'clock. I mean, drove back just fine. I'm glad the starter didn't go all on me. But yeah, originally the guy wanted $3,000 for this. And he's the second owner. I did a Carfax before I purchased. And guys, yeah, do your Carfax, man. It's only like $45, and it goes a long way. It's just like buying a house. You want an inspection. You want some kind of peace of mind. And the guy that I bought this from, he serviced it at Honda like almost all the time. It had a good service record. Carfax was showing this thing was worth $8,000. And you know what? I joked with some of my buddies, and I said, you know, I could have probably just put this back on Facebook Market and sell it for $8,000, or you know, bottom dollar $5,000, and call it a day. But you know, I did this YouTube video because if you know me, a lot of people who know me, they know I'm notorious for not keeping a car long enough. So I guess I wanted some kind of accountability for me to hang on to my car, and just just drive it until it dies. I guess I'm just a guy who doesn't know what he wants. And I'm in my low 30s, but I've had six. This will be my seventh supposedly tuner car. I stopped after I got married and just couldn't afford a tuner fun car, whatever. But then, in a sense, a little stable now. So house market is up, so I couldn't buy a house anymore. So I decided to just throw my funds into this. Again, this is my DD now. I mean, it's going to go in storage, but it's my DD once the weather's nice like today. Yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, the big thing is to not be desperate. Let's see here. Not be desperate. Two keys and a valet key. Seats are nice. The guy that I bought it from, he does construction or something like that, and he said he really just drove it to work and back. And when I went, he actually had the newer SI, so he's a big fan of the Civics and the SIs. And this one was just sitting. I don't think I mentioned it, but I got it on Facebook Market, and this car was on. He had it up for $3,000. I contacted him, I think 2 or 3 days after his listing. I noticed it was already a few days late. I contacted him. He said there was like a transmission problem. And so I was a little worried, but again, I wasn't really serious at that time about buying a car. So I was like, you know what, I'll just shoot him a message. Worst case, he says it's really bad and I just don't buy it anyways. Not gonna kill me. So I contacted him. He actually didn't reply. He saw my message. So he probably got busy and forgot about it. And then the next day I was like, okay, it looks nice and it's only $3,000, has the rims, it looks dropped. I'm just gonna message him again. I threw like a question mark at him, and then like I think around 9-10 o'clock he was like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. He's like, yeah, I drove it all the way to like a 2.5 hour drive to central Wisconsin too, and it wasn't bad. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure what that means, but we got talking. He was very open, very nice guy. And I was like, you know what? I really like it. Are you flexible on the pricing? And he was like, yeah, honestly, I just want at least a 25. I'm thinking, dang, 2,500 for an SI that people right now are selling for like 5,000 plus that are rust buckets and clear coat fade worse than this one. Shoot, that's a really good price. This was like Thursday night. And then, I Carfaxed it and I thought about it. Actually, I didn't even Carfax it yet, but I thought about it really, really, really hard. And I just said, you know what? I don't know. I can't afford 3 cars. I mean, I'm not going to be able to drive 3 cars. There's really no point of me buying 3 cars for just me, my wife, and I. And then I thought about it and I said, you know what? I got quotes and it was affordable. And I said, I could just swap it, store one, the other, not drive one during the off seasons or whatever. I'll drive my RAV4 during winter time. I'll drive this one during like the summer and spring, fall time. Yeah, that's doable. And so Friday morning I did a Carfax and everything checked out, looked good. And then noon I Facebooked my wife. I'm like, let's go get this car. She was really nice about that too. She's like, if you really want it, like you really, really want it, because she knows I go through cars like crazy too. So she's like double checking, making sure I really want to do this. And I just said, yeah, I want a car to just drive around. And so we went, picked it up, paid cash for it, and here it is. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy so far. It's not pretty, but it drives pretty. Let me do a startup for you so that you can hear how how it sounds. Again, it's not loud. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's not loud. I mean, at least from my point of view, it's not loud. The guy told me that if I take out the silencer, it will be super loud. But yeah, he said he tuned it, whatever that means. So it has like a two-step at 5,000 RPM. He tuned it with the short ram here and the catback. So, I mean, I guess that's really good. The rims, I mean, he kind of did everything I would have done. So for 2,500, if I minus the rims, if I minus the Godspeed coilovers, you know, that's probably like another grand and a half. This car is like, technically I bought this car for like $2,000. Is that right? No, $1.5 grand. I mean, $1,500 SI, you can't beat this. And I just fixed the starter so far, changed out the LED, put in the short shifter adapter. So, you know, like I said, if you take away the rims and the coilovers, $1,500 car, $1,500 SI. I mean, you can't really find this unless you really look and are really patient. You know, I don't know how long the motor's gonna last, but it's 160,000 miles for $1,500. You know, when the motor goes, it just goes. I'll just buy another one. Transmission. Oh, speaking of the transmission gear, the third gear grind. I looked at prices. There was like $700 at $1,300 to replace. I was like, you know, that's not bad considering what I'm going to pay for it. So yeah, sounds. I think, you know, it sounds really nice. Not super nice, but it sounds nice. And we have the two-step. But overall, pretty quiet. You know, minor things. I can live with that. But no rips. I did change out the shift boot. He actually included this. It was in the trunk. I don't know if it was intentional or what, but it was in the trunk. The other one was like ripping. I'm assuming that was a stock one. It was ripping and everything, so I was like, okay, you know, this one looks nice. I'll change that. So my plans for the car, really, if I do the paint job, that's pretty much gonna be it. It's gonna be a lot of like little things, nothing major. I don't need to go fast, because when I put money to go fast, I'm just gonna want to go fast and get in trouble. So I don't need to do that. Maybe a lip kit. Maybe. I don't know. I was looking at the lips and I kind of like it, but it's so common that I don't know if I really want to buy it. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, he changed all the suspension parts, bushings, brakes, rotors, last year, he said. So again, another plus. You know, that's at least 500 to 1,000. Nice quiet engine. There's no leaks anywhere as far as I know. I park in my garage, and every day I come back or leave, I don't see any leaks there for me, so I'm happy. What else? Oh yeah, he changed the condenser, the AC condenser. He said he bought the 4-door by mistake. So he says during the summertime, when he turns up the AC, it's really cold in there. So I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to summer to test that out. But yeah, I think that's it for my SI. Again, not too bad. Oh yeah, the suspension. I'm sorry. I'm such a noob at this, just blurting things out. So if you're still here with me, I appreciate that. But yeah, the Godspeeds, he said it was on its lowest or stiffest, or one of those things. I was thinking of raising it just a little bit and making it a little bit softer, but I don't know. My kids haven't complained yet when they go with me to school, so I'm just gonna probably keep it that way. All right, I guess I'm gonna stop it here because I'm just gonna keep rambling on and there's gonna be no end. So if you watched it this far, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, let people you know who are looking for SIs or cars in general know that you can find the right car. Just be patient and do your research, history checks, make sure that everything checks out. And yeah, good luck on your find. Again, thank you. Class dismissed.